why I actually knit, just for funsies. For no reason other than I just wanted to knit something joyful. Hello. I think we're just gonna get right into it. This is my second update on my fall knitting whipathon, where I am trying to finish as many whips, works in progress, that I can during a 4-week period. I started right in the middle of October, and I am going to be ending this on the 16th of November. So in 2 Sundays from now, there will be the final update. So we're halfway through right now, and I'm just gonna show you what I've been working on over the last week, have we completed anything, what's the progress, and then also I'll just chat about maybe a couple of other little crafty things that I have going on. My name is Charlotte. I am a knitter from California, and I go by California Purls on this little corner of the internet. I think last week I mentioned that I was like having a week, and that hasn't changed. I'm still having a week. I've just been dealing with some health and mental health stuff, and so I'm not feeling like at my 100%, and there was even a small part of me that's like, I don't know if I can like film myself and put myself on the internet. But then also, like, this is just a reality of my life. Sometimes I don't feel very good, and I do still do my best to show up anyways. That's where we're at today. I am currently wearing the Moonset Slipover. This is a pattern by Ozetta, and I knit it over the summer in this like plant-based yarn. I can't remember even what the yarn was, but I know that there's like linen and cotton and hemp and stuff in it. It's like a fun transitional piece. I've never worn it over this shirt before, but I thought, you know, it was kind of giving some fun fall vibes. I pretty much followed the pattern on this one except for the armholes. She has it just like as a like the natural rolled edge, but I did a little bit of finishing, and then that also kind of carried down to here where I did just kind of this detail on the side. It's very oversized. It ended up like bigger than I intended it to, but it's still wearable and it's still cute, and I love the color. That's what I'm wearing. Also, sometimes people ask what this blanket is right behind me. This is the Sweet Shop blanket by Laura Penrose. I realized I didn't bring any flowers or anything cute over. I often put something cute in this corner, but you know what? I didn't today, and that's okay. I have some wild sweet orange tea. That's hitting the spot. It's just cooled down enough. Okay, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling cozy. I'm feeling ready. Let's talk about the knits. We're gonna get started down here. And that is because down here I have the 3 projects that I am currently knitting for kids in my life, and so we're gonna start with those, and then we will move into the projects that I'm knitting on for myself. Is there a dog right there? No. The first project that I have included in this whipathon is this R&R hoodie by Tanis Lavallee, and you may notice that there is still no zipper in this thing. That is the only thing I have to do, is get a zipper sewn in here. But I have made, I swear there's a dog or something. What is it? Sorry, I heard a noise. I thought it was a dog. It was a human taking out the trash, which is totally fine. I just was like, what's happening? What's that sound? That's what it was. Even though it does not look like I have put a zipper, well, obviously I haven't put a zipper in this thing yet, steps have been made. And I specifically am putting in the type of zipper that's like a long piece of zipper tape, and then up they have the zipper pulls disconnected. So I have to connect a zipper pull onto here, I have to sew each side of the zipper in, and then I have to do something to make sure that the zipper stops and does not just zip right off. You can do that, I think, with like, there's these special little clips you can buy, which I did think about, but I'm like, would I use a lot of clips in the future? I don't know. And so what I decided to do was get beads. And I had seen a little tutorial that just like had a little bead that she sewed in at the bottom of the zipper, and that kept the zipper from, you know, zipping off the zipper tape. This hoodie is going to be for a 3-year-old, and so that is why I decided to go with the letter beads, because we are at the phase where we are learning our letters, and specifically we know what letter our name starts with, which is pretty cool. And so I thought it would be fun if I did little beads that corresponded with the first letter of the kid's name. That way it could also just be kind of personalized to them. So I thought that would be cute. I also, like, I'm not really a sewer, so I literally just bought myself a little sewing kit. And I also got this purple yarn to sew in the zipper with, but I'm actually thinking the purple from the sewing kit might be the more accurate purple. So I might actually use this thread. I think, did I call this yarn? Thread. Whatever. Oh man, words. I'm feeling good about that. I'm just like that I have a little bit more of a plan and have taken a little bit more action to get the zipper sewn in there. I know, like, once I get started on it, it's just gonna be like that kind of slow, methodical process of sewing and making it sure it gets in there how I want it to. But also I'm kind of like putting off starting it because I want it to be perfect. I do just need to get started on it. And probably this weekend would be a great time to do it because I don't think I'll have time during the week next week. That's number 1. Next up is the Holger cardigan by Petite Knit. And I have made a little progress on this from last week, but it probably won't look like much. I think last week I was on this arm and maybe had done a couple stripes, and now I'm almost done with it. I just need to do some measuring and maybe even take this to try it on the child to see if I need to add any more for length for the arms, or if I am ready to start on a cuff. Also, I need to decide what color I want the cuffs to be. I've got like yellow and purple that I'm thinking of adding in, and I've also got this blue. So like any of those could be options. I think they'll all end up somewhere in the cardigan because I still have the button band and the collar and cuffs to do. And I just wanted it to be like this fun, patchworky, tons of different colors and stripes. So it doesn't need to be like perfectly cohesive in its color palette. It's a little all over the place, and that's kind of the point of it. It's been like kind of my only plain, is it my only plain stockinette project I have going right now, which has been a little bit difficult to not have like a very mindless, kind of nothing, don't think about it type project. Almost all of these I do have to think about to some extent, and even this, it's like I knitted for a bit and then I'm, you know, met with the decision of what do I do with the cuffs, because there's only, you know, it's not a lot of knitting that has to be done. So that's just been kind of interesting to notice that if I were to do this again, I might want to have at least just one project that is really, really boring that I keep around just for knitting, for the sake of knitting, and to have something that I can just do the motion and not have to do any of the thinking around it. Especially with not feeling great lately, I think it would benefit me to have kind of another mindless project around to work on. Next up, I'm actually pretty excited about my progress on this guy. It is the Ripple Bralette by Jessie Maed, and I have lengthened it so it is a tank top, and I have finished the front. So it has these two little triangles that then go into the straps, so I've finished those. Now I need to pick up back here. There's like these two areas where I have these little stitch markers, and so I will pick up for one of those and continue to knit a strap so they can be so cute, like tied over the shoulders. And I mean, if I tie these together, it would make like a halter, which I don't think would be like really practical, but just to show you how cute it is. Look how cute, like this pink bow that will be sitting like on my niece's shoulders while she wears this. I'm obsessed. Thank you so much to the human that suggested I do the straps this way. You're great, because I wouldn't have thought about it myself, and it is working out so well. The first strap, I was really struggling to get through it. It seemed like it was taking forever, but the second one kind of just zoomed. I don't know, I was watching the World Series last night and I think I knit like half of it. So, worked out. Those are all the knits I've got for kiddos. And I think next I'm gonna show you my one and only finished object of the week. My finished object, it had been in this cute bag, which still has the leftover yarn, but this is my favorite knitting bag. I got it from the Lamb & Kid on Bainbridge Island this summer. It was a little bit of a splurge, but it's worth every penny because it's great for like knitting on the go, and it's great for like something small like a sock project. And that is what I have just completed. This week, I did finish my Silly Vanilly pair of socks, which are just a fun pair of vanilla socks that I think are silly because they have silly variegated yarn and they have 6 different colors for the cuffs, the heels, and the toes, just for funsies, for no reason other than I just wanted to knit something joyful, and it fit the bill. I believe when I started this WIPATHON, we were right here, and so I finished, I think I was on the toe last week, so finished both the toes. I've woven in all of the ends. They have not been blocked yet because I'm going to save them for my final block party that I will be blocking any other objects I also finish. You know, we're halfway through, so I have 2 more weeks to kind of maybe get something else done. I mean, yes, it feels incredible to finish items and to have something done, but I've also been thinking a lot this week about why I actually knit and kind of what type of knitter I am. And there's, you know, a thing online that goes around about, are you a process knitter or a product knitter? Do you knit to have a final product? Are you knitting for the wardrobe? Or are you knitting for the practice of, I don't know, keeping your hands busy and knitting? And I will say I am the latter. I love having a finished object. Like, this is so fun to sit with my blanket, wearing this item, holding up this pair of socks. But I knit for the process of making, and making for the sake of making, and making for keeping my hands busy and my brain occupied. And I knit for the tactile sensation that it gives me. I knit because it allows me to have a sense of creativity. I get to play with colors. I get to do silly things that just bring joy, like this. It's also a huge reason why I love knitting gifts, is like, this is not a color that is for me, but I'm obsessed with it, and it's so fun to be able to make things that are simply like, this is just kind of a dopamine color of a knit. As somebody who lives with physical and mental health conditions that, you know, a lot of days are very manageable, sometimes not even noticeable, but also some days, some weeks, like right now, are more challenging. And it gives me an outlet to feel like I am capable of doing something with my body, even if my body is not operating or functioning at 100%. I have been working through these projects slower than I anticipated. This challenge has definitely given me some motivation, like, oh yeah, let's just focus on a set number of projects to actually like get some things done. It has helped with that, but it has also just given me the space to be like, why do I actually like to knit? I like the feeling of yarn and sticks in my hands. Yes, I'm a product knitter, I like the product, but I make for the sake of making, and I think that makes me a process knitter. I'm curious, what do you think you are? Or if you fall, like there's also, I think it's more of a spectrum than just a like you're one or the other. So I'm curious, what is your motivation behind knitting, and what is it about knitting? Like, why do you keep coming back to it? For me, it's that comfort, it's that tactile experience that I find is really helpful for my brain and my body personally. So yeah, there's a little tangent, but also there's a finished pair of socks. Let's just move along to the sweaters I have been working on. In this bin, there are two sweaters. I have the Ingrid sweater and the Frances sweater. Ingrid is by Petite Knit and Frances is by Jen Geigley. And I've done nothing on these this last week, so I'm going to just put them away over here. And that's okay that I haven't worked on them this last week. It is okay. The video that I posted last week, I was kind of beating myself up about not getting as much stuff done. And this week we've kind of let it go and we're just like, we've done what we've done. And that is okay. And there hasn't been the time or space or energy to work on those knits. And so I haven't. I have, however, worked on one of my sweaters. And this is Instant Crush by Locatelli. And y'all, I'm almost done with the first arm. I have just started on the ribbing for the cuff. So we're done with the color work on arm number 1. I love this sweater so much. I love the pattern. I love the colors that I chose for the yarn. And I'm a little sad because I think I might be disappointed. I don't think it's going to fit me the way I would like it to. There's not enough positive ease, specifically around the top of the arm area. So I love the idea of this sweater, but the reality of it is not quite what I had hoped. And also, that's okay, because it's still a really cool sweater. I still will wear it, and then I won't wear it as much as if it had more positive ease, but also I have somebody else in my life that will like this and will fit into it and will happily wear it, so I'm not too worried. I did start just like doing the ribbing on the cuff directly from, I went down a needle size, but I just did it directly with the amount of stitches that were already on the needles. And I'm thinking, I didn't refer back to the pattern, I just kind of went for it, which was silly. But I'm thinking I actually need to take back these few rows of ribbing I've done and do a little decrease row, because this just seems too wide for a cuff for me, specifically in a sweater that doesn't have a lot of positive ease. It just seems weird to have it be so tight right here and have there be so much fabric at the wrist. I'm still gonna finish it. I still love it. I am a little disappointed, but that's okay. Oh, and it still feels like a cloud. That's all the knits that I have been working on. A few other little things have kind of come in the mail. One is not knitting related, and then the other one is yarn. So if you're curious about what other crafty things I've been working on, I'm just gonna show you. So first of all, in here, I meant to show this a couple videos ago, but I went to Joshua Tree a few weeks ago, and there was like a little gift store, general store, that had a bunch of these embroidery kits on sale. They were mostly like different animals and nature scenes, but I picked out a couple to show to my niece, actually my niece who I am making this sweatshirt for. And I asked her which one she thought I should get, and she said this one, and this is a raven. I think actually it's great because all the other kits had multiple colors, and I love that this is a one color. Like, I think this is right at my skill level, because I'm not really an embroiderer. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, and to have something to do with my hands that isn't knitting, and also to just challenge my brain in a new way. Like I said, I went to Joshua Tree, and I've been collecting patches like at different parks, specifically national parks and state parks that I have been to over the last year or two. And so far I've gotten not a ton, but I've gotten 13 patches and I'm going to continue to collect them. But my plan is I want to make like a banner, like a bunting type banner to hang up at my campsite that then has all the patches on it. So for like car camping. And I decided that I would go with felt. So I bought all these fun colors of felt that I think they're actually kind of like longer strips. I think I'll be able to get like 2 triangles out of each of these. I'll be cutting them into like a fun triangle shape, and then we'll be putting a patch on them, and then we'll be stringing them up and they'll hang at the campsite, and it'll just be fun and colorful, and also a place to kind of keep the memories of places that I've been. I haven't really started on it, but I did get the supplies, so that's something to kind of look forward to. Then I did have a little bit of a yarn purchase that I actually purchased a bit ago, several weeks ago, but I think maybe they had to dye some of the colors, so it just came in the mail in the last week, and I have to show that to you too, obviously. And I had thought about like kind of unwrapping this on this video, but when the mail came, it was a day I needed to have that joy of opening yarn right then and there, and so I did it right then and there, and I needed it. It was perfect. I already had this yarn, which is Elemental Fingering. It's 100% Cornwall wool by North Bay Fiber. I had already had 2 skeins of this, and my plan would have been to make a fingering weight cabled vest. I had done the swatch, everything was working out, it looked so cool. And then I started the project, and I started this project over probably 4, 5, maybe even 6 times, and I couldn't figure it out. And I got so frustrated, and I thought I had figured it out, and then I hadn't. And so I decided it wasn't the project. It wasn't gonna happen. And then I had this inspiration that this should actually maybe be some color work. And I've really been wanting to make more vests. I'm thinking that 2026 is going to be the year of the vest. And so this is going to be a color work vest. I have these 4 colors as our contrast colors. And then I've got this great, like, it's not beige, it's like this off-white kind of, for the primary color. And this is going to hopefully be the Flowers of Fortrose vest by, why can't I remember the name of the designer now? Is it by Woolly Thistle? I ordered the pattern through Woolly Thistle because also through Woolly Thistle you then have, you can get videos that like walk you through the process of making the vest, and like this is going to have steeked armholes, and I've never steeked before, so I'm kind of excited to, like, you know, put myself in a little school, take myself to a little class and knit this color work vest. It will be a long-term project for sure, fingering weight color work, but I am looking forward to it, and I'm excited about the colors I chose. I thought maybe like the yellow was actually going to be too much. I'm just kind of like going to lean into it, I think, and I like it. And really, really like this one is Mulberry Haze. My background color will be Sand Point. Yeah, it's like a sandy color. This really dark, almost brownish purple is Rock Bottom. This is classic Chartreuse. And then the yellow is Jitterbug. And this wool is so plump and like springy and also soft. And so I'm really excited to knit with it when the time comes. This wool is all sourced, spun, dyed in the US, so that's kind of cool too. That's for my vest. That was this week of knitting. You know, similar to last week, I am not getting as much done as obviously I might want to, but also we're realizing that is not the point. For me, the point of knitting is, it's just a crucial part of my days, my health and my mental health, and I think it's okay to recognize that that's why we do things too. And it doesn't always have to be about finishing an item or, you know, churning out finished objects as quickly as we can. Says the person that is in the middle of a how many objects can I finish challenge. But, you know, we contain multitudes. I feel like we're heading into the home stretch on even a few more of these projects. I'm excited to see what happens over the next week. I hope you had a great Halloween. I dressed up as a banana slug and it was a great time. Thank you for being here, for watching these videos. I have really enjoyed making them, and I have really been enjoying any of the comments that anybody leaves. I think that it is so crazy that anybody would care about what I have to say about knitting, and it is so fun for me to just talk about this thing I love with other people that also clearly like it just as much. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for being here. Hang in there, y'all. Just keep knitting. Just keep knitting. Just keep knitting. What do? We knit. Knit. No, we don't knit. We just knit. Okay. Stop it. Bye.